found another holy grail and everything off Eco Town. Alright, come with me. So here we are at the unboxing setup that I have here. So this is the first box of many. There's probably 30. I'm not sure quite the exact number. I've got a drink. Stay hydrated, etc. And we have our first box in the setup. These unboxing videos, because there's going to be so many of them, you know, there's going to be chances that I change things up. I might change the way that I film these. This seems to be like a reasonable way to do it. But if you, the viewer, who matters more, to be honest, have a way that you prefer to see unboxing videos done, let me know if I make any like big mistakes, and I'll try and do better in the next ones. But like I say, there's a lot to go through. There's 120 something, well, probably 140, 150 kilograms of items to go through. So we're going to start with this box. This box is the only one with masking tape on the top because this one fell apart at one point. So we're going to go with this one. And if this one is not as exciting, which should be, they should all be exciting, then we might have time to do another one because there's a bunch of little boxes. So I was thinking I might throw the odd one of those in. And yeah, so we'll go with that. Right, so I've got my trusty unboxing cleaver, and as you can see here, it's beautiful. So we'll use this to unbox things because I'm an idiot, and it says not actually. See where the edges are. Oh yeah, imagine if I severed my hand at that point. Maybe this is a terrible idea. You know what, kids? Don't use an unboxing cleaver because it's stupid. So I'm very excited to open this because it has been, well, I've been back from Japan for, well, many months. I spent a couple of months in Thailand, but it's all been so busy sorting out my apartment, getting this studio set like attempted to be built. It's mostly done. It's not fully done, but I'll talk more about that later. And yeah, so it's going to be good to finally be spitting out some content again because it's been a couple of months. I think it might be more. I'm not sure. I'm sure I'll put a message on the screen that says how many months it's been. But it's been a few months since I last put out any sort of meaningful content. I apologise for that, but things have been busy. So here we are. We've opened the first flap. I'll move this cleaver out of the way. It sounded like a great idea at the time, but it's not so great. So what have we got in here then? Whoa. Whoa. Let's start. So we have a Poker Walker. Now, if you don't know what one of these are, this was for Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. You could transfer on the DS, and you could transfer your Pokemon onto the Poker Walker, and they could earn candies and friendship by being walked and played with and used. And I really love this mechanic, and I actually lost my Poker Walker. I still have my game, but someone out there has got a Poker Walker with a Whale Lord on that can never be taken off, and that's kind of funny. I hope he's doing well. I hope he's having a good life. But yeah, so a Poker Walker, first item. We're just going to go through these because there's going to be a lot of stuff in here. Oh, there's another Poker Walker. Yep, let's go with this big box because this is kind of obvious. This is an obvious thing, right? This is a Pikachu X and Y Wii U controller. And the reason I had to pause to say Wii U is because I thought for a second it was GameCube, because it's basically a GameCube controller but for the Wii U. But it is the Pokemon X and Y special variant, and you can see I bought that for 2,300 yen. The next item in here, which is bubble wrapped up, I know exactly what this is. I'll bring it up to the camera. Pokemon Mini. This is the transparent one. I'm not too clued up on Pokemon Minis, but I know that I picked a few up because they're super cool. And this transparent one is in really good condition. So I saw quite a few of these in the hard offs and book offs in Japan, and a lot of them had yellowing on this transparent plastic, which is something that's quite common if it gets in sun. But as you can see on this one, this is very clean, very crisp. So yeah, very nice collection piece that. Now this I don't know. I mean, I know what it looks like. It's a bunch of little cardboard original Pokemon things. And on the back of them, it has like the information about the Pokemon in Japanese. And then on the front, it has like the picture. They're all like holofoil. They're obviously from some sort of common set. Maybe it was from a magazine. I don't know. But this is a really nostalgic period of time for me, a kid really, playing Pokemon. So yeah, these sort of things are really important. You're going to see a lot of Pokemon goods. Unfortunately, that's just, I mean, I'm just looking at the table right now. We've got Pokewalkers, Pokemon Mini, and these Pokemon cardboards. So there's going to be a lot of Pokemon stuff, but there's not going to be, I think the boxes are going to be more sort of organized, so there shouldn't be too much Pokemon in every single box. But yeah, this one, I'm looking at it right now, and I'm thinking, might be a bit of Pokemon in there. So this yellow thing you see here, this is a Pocket Pikachu. So this is super cool. Again, another Pokemon product, I know, I'm sorry. This was a little, I think this was like a Tamagotchi. Do you know, if you don't know what a Tamagotchi is, a little virtual pet. And this was a virtual pet Pikachu. And it has a little belt clip, which is amazing. And as you can see, it's in really nice condition. And that was kind of important to me, that these things came in a good condition. We have another transparent. So this one I got for 11,000 yen. And the reason that this one was bought, even though basically this was one of the first ones I saw. So here's what I mean about the yellowing. Here's the yellowing on this case, and here is the very minty fresh one that's not yellowed. But the really cool thing with this one is it actually came with the games, well, some of the games. There's 3 in here, in fact. And that's what you need to actually play them. And I can't review it without games, so I can't really talk about it in detail until I've played it. But yeah, it's important I got games. And this was an early one that I saw. I thought the yellow one was just going to be something I saw on all of them. In fact, I've just looked at the back of it, and this one's also missing its battery cover, which, as you can see, this one has got. So, you know, this one isn't so good, but it has got games. So that's a reason to get it. Looks like another Pocket Pikachu. There's quite a few in here. So I didn't just go into a shop and go, give me all your Pocket Pikachus. I was in Japan for 6 months. I was hitting hard offs and book offs every day. I think there was a couple of days where I didn't. And most of those days I would hit minimum of 2, maximum of 5 or 6. And I traveled across the whole of the country from the south is Okinawa, all the way up to Abashiri in the Hokkaido region in the snow. So I hit a lot of them. Oh yes, right. So here's the Pocket Pikachu that we saw earlier. This is a different one, but another one that I picked up. And here is the more rarer, more exclusive Pocket Pikachu Color. Now look at that, isn't that gorgeous? I'll do a full video on these later, obviously once I've actually had the experience of playing them and giving you like an idea of whether or not I've wasted money. But yeah, they're so cool. And like I say, so many items. So there's a lot of dupes because sometimes I just forgot things that were bought, because some of these boxes, you'll see, well, I'll cover up the addresses and stuff, but some of these boxes were posted. So as I was traveling, I was filling up my luggages, which end up being 4 luggage in total. And also I was boxing and going through the tedious process of posting boxes of items back to the UK so that, you know, I could reduce on luggage, which was probably a mistake. It meant I overbought, but you know, you live once. Oh yes, yes, this is so cool. I have no idea what this was from before. I'm going to take it out of the packet. I'm going to take it out of the packet because this is cool. It's a little food tin. It's a little food tin. Oh, put the other way around, sorry. Little food tin from Pokemon Green. This is 𝙋𝙊𝙍𝙀𝙇. And inside the little food tin, when you open it up, there are little toy Pokemon inside. Super cool. I love this little tin. I don't know why it's a food tin. Like you're eating Pokemon or something. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, very cool. And I've only seen 3 of these. I've only seen 1 green one as well. So I definitely made sure to pick them up. This is just a Pokemon box so far. I mean, alright, yeah, this is mostly a Pokemon box. We'll definitely open another box after this because I feel bad for anyone that's sick of seeing Pokemon stuff. This is Lena's favorite game. This is Theater Rhythm for the 3DS. This is a rhythm game on the 3DS. You may have noticed there's a new one out on Switch. It came out recently. Theater Rhythm Final Bar, I think it's called. This piece of tape, I know what this is. This is more of these, basically. More of these, but it's the other set. I taped it up because it was, I had a risk of just opening and little cardboard bits going everywhere. I don't know what they are. I don't know if they have value aside from the value that I find in them for being nostalgic, but yeah, a 3rd Pokewalker, because I've got some for friends. A 4th Pokewalker. My friends are going to be happy. And I have here something that is actually not Pokemon. Oh wow. It is the PlayStation Pocket Station. This was like a portable memory card, if I remember rightly. Portable memory card that you could do little games and stuff on. And yeah, these are really cool. I never owned one. I got a couple of these whilst I was in Japan because they're just so cool. And you know, if you want to be extra stylish and extra 90s, which is in fashion right now, you could have that around your neck. You could be rocking a PlayStation save file. I don't know what save file would you have on your PlayStation necklace? So you know, someone found your body and they plugged it in. They were like, "Oh, what's this guy or girl's taste or whatever?" And you know, they might be like, "Wow, played a lot of Metal Gear Solid." So I got a rare one here. This is another one of those Pocket Stations. This is a special promotional one for this game on here, which is called Tokimeki Memorial 2. And it comes with its own little lanyard, little thing, and a pink Pocket Station, which is super neat. I love all these little niche one-off versions of things. So I bought some memory cards while I was out in Japan for my PlayStation 2. I do have some PlayStation 2 memory cards, but I just thought some of them looked pretty cool and they were so cheap. I think this one was 330 yen, which is not much, about £2 or £3 or something like that at the time. So a couple more Pokemon things. We have this Pokemon Center exclusive little Pixel Pikachu, which you can't really see because it's moved itself around the box. But Pokemon Center stuff is really neat to own because you can only get them in the Pokemon Centers. Here we have a boxed version of the Pocket Pikachu. Now this is for my display because it's well, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's got the packaging on. This was bought for 2,600 yen, which is quite pricey. But I didn't see many of these boxed that weren't damaged heavily. This one's not too bad. It's got a little bit of scuff on the top there, but that can be fixed. And yeah, very cool, very cool. And then I have some Dragon Shield sleeves. I think these are actually not sleeves. I think they're sleeves and some cards in here. Yes, they are. These are all the Magic the Gathering cards that I bought out in Japan. Crazy with that. Now this is super cool. This is only really going to appeal to you Sega Saturn fans like me, but this is from a game called Christmas Nights. In fact, well, not Christmas Nights, sorry, Nights into Dreams. In fact, I have the disc right here. My friend sent me, which is really cool. But this disc actually is Christmas Nights. Oh, how beautiful is that? This game's special to me. I'll make a whole video on that later. But this little figurine is of the character from it. I'm going to open it up. It's the first time I've seen it as well, so if it had been broken, I would have been sad. Ah, super cute. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. You're going to go on the shelf next to the Sega Saturn, which I have a very nice Sega Saturn shell and a reshelling to do at some point. So you can look forward to that content. And then this last item, again, it's a Pokemon item, but this one is actually really cool. This is the only one I saw in Japan. This is hundreds of hard-offs, book-offs, what's the hobby-offs, all those different ones. I actually got this one in a hobby-off, but this is super cool. This merges two things that I love. Now you might not know about the other thing I do, but it'll become clear when you see this. So I'm gonna open this. Look at that box. And you're thinking, well, what is it? It's a box, I can see that. Oh, that gave it away. If you were quick at looking, you would have seen that. But yeah, inside this box is something that I'll probably never use, but it's such a cool item. It is a Pokemon camera. Still in the box. Now look how beautiful that is. I mean, it's a cheap plastic disposable camera, right? So there's no dressing it up here. It's not it's not like my nice camera. But I am a photographer, and this perfectly fuses the two things that I love, photography and Pokemon. And yeah, and it's the only one I've seen. And for it to be boxed as well, I think that's incredibly rare. I do know that they fetch a pretty penny on the secondary market. It's the first box done, but I feel that that was a little bit Pokemon centric. So I'm gonna hope that one of these mini boxes, I'm gonna grab from here. Well, we'll just grab this one. We'll just grab them at random. These mini boxes should be better because these mini boxes are mostly games. I know that because there's a reason that they're this size, and it was to fill in the gaps of my luggage. And we'll bring back the cleaver, the unboxing cleaver. Okay, hopefully this one, a little bit less Pokemon centric for people that are sick of Pokemon. I'm absolutely gonna sever one of my fingers doing this. Okay, and then we will fillet this box. Well, we should speed this footage up. Boring for everyone involved. All right, unboxing cleaver. Oh, okay. Oh no, have I really done it? Have I opened another box of Pokemon stuff? I have. Okay, we have another box. Full disclosure, I've skipped opening a box, opened up and it's full of Pokemon stuff. So I've gone to grab another box and we're going to do that instead. Finally, let's open this up. There is some Pokemon stuff in here because Pokemon games are going to be inevitable. Pokemon Crystal, this has got the best label art. Pokemon Crystal. There's going to be a massive video on this later, not because of it being Pokemon Crystal, but doing another product, which it's going to blow your mind. Anyway, now we have here a rare game. It is Metal Gear Solid 𝙋𝙊𝙍𝙍𝙍. And this is a cool game. And it's even cooler to actually have one. So yeah, very excited with that. Value games, there's more crystals than you can shake your stick at. There's 6 months of seeing crystals. Some of them were so cheap. Some of them were so cheap. Some of them were 300 yen. Then we have another game here, another cool game. Saga. If I remember rightly, this is a little side-scrolling or top-down shooting game, which is really cool. And it's actually for the original Game Boy, the DMG. I don't have too many original Game Boy games, so it's nice to get more of those. And then we have 2 more crystals, because obviously a stack of crystals is what every person needs in their life. 3 copies of Yoshi, I think it's called Tilt something, I actually can't remember. But this is a game that uses a special cartridge with this lump on the top, which is a gyro, so you can move it and it influences the game, which is really cool. I have absolutely no idea on, but I know it has the cartridge, the same cartridge, so this is obviously a gyro game. Love to have all, have all the gyro games and also play all the gyro games. So this is another one. Knocking on Heaven's Door. I have no idea, but I love the Game Boy Advance and I'm willing to try it. So there's a lot of games for me here that are just for me to try and experience for the first times. We have Beyblade for the Game Boy Color. That's going to be so much fun. Now this is super cool. It's a McDonald's Game Boy Color game. And I mean, I'm going to go into more detail for each of these things, so I'm just going to be brief with them. This is more so you can see what's in them. than it is to know more about them. I actually don't know what this game is. I don't know what this game is. It looks like some sort of sparking potato with a lollipop head. I'm not sure. We have the classic Mr. Driller, but for the Game Boy. Very cool game. We have, so this is an example of something you're going to see in every hard off, book off, every single one of those stores. In the junk section, there's a bunch of certain games that are in there, and I made sure to get one of each of them. Because here's the thing, they are considered basically trash. They're working games, but they're trash because there's so many of them in circulation that no one wants to buy them. But I thought to myself, what if they're good games? You know, what if they're good games? So I'm going to do a little mini-series on whether or not these were actually deserved to be in the trash pile. So yeah, that classic just been re-released for Switch, for the Switch Online, but it's Zelda Oracle of Ages, I believe that one is. Well, there's Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. I think Ages is the blue one. But yeah, so the Zelda game, very good game. It's Link's Awakening, I believe. Actually, I'm sorry if I got this wrong, but it's one of the Zelda games. Yeah, this is Link's Awakening, of course it is. And I've been recently playing this on the Switch, the remake that's like tilt shifted, so it looks like everything is a miniature. And it's so fun, it's so good. Kirby Pinball, fantastic. Actually, it's not fantastic. It's a decent pinball game. It's not in the realms of Pokemon Pinball, but it's fun. And it's got a really interesting board, which is in layers. These three are a whole video on their own, and I have a massive plan for them. So all I'm going to show you is the backs of them. There you go. And we'll reference this later. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know what it is. It looks like it's got a gun in the tile, and it's a little guy with a dog. It's possibly, oh wow, just realized it's got someone's name written on it. Oh, I like that. That's nice. But yeah, it looks like it's from the sort of monster taming era. So that could be fun to play. 𝙋𝙬𝙍 monsters. 𝙋𝙬𝙍 monsters. 𝙋𝙬𝙍. I'm not sure. But it's it's IMAX. It's obviously another one of the monster taming genre. And that's kind of, well, monster genre. I don't know if it's going to be taming necessarily, but that's kind of exciting. I've just noticed looking at the cover that the first one has the card symbol for spade, and then the one on the right has the card symbol for diamond. And I think this one has heart on its cheek, maybe? I'm not sure. So yeah, interesting. It could be a card game, could be a monster game, could be both. Kirby 2. Kirby's Dream Land 2. I can't remember what it's actually called, but I'm just going to call it Kirby 2. Probably one of my least favourite. I actually really liked the first one on the Game Boy. Wasn't so much of a fan of the second one. Then we've got Wario Land, because that's called own. And as you can see, for a bargain, 270 yen. It's so cheap. Another Super Mario Land. Oh, sorry, Super Mario Land. The other one was Wario Land. Super Mario Land, now this is a game that I did actually play as a kid. I never owned it. Some of my other friends owned it, and I borrowed it off them to play, and I love the music, so that's got some good nostalgia for me. This cost 2,700 yen, and I do have a better version of it, but this was the first one I ever saw. This is going to have its own video. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. Wario Land 3, 480 yen. Another banger game. It's junk games. This is another game that you're going to see in the junk pile constantly, and this is Hamtaro, I believe. And this is the second one for the Game Boy Color. But it's made by Altus, or Atlas. Atlas, yes, not Altus. What am I talking about? Atlas. They make some great games. And I've got another, to finish this box, another Beyblade game for the Game Boy Color. Okay? So that is one of the small boxes gone. So that's one big box, one small box. That's 2 out of 30 done. Oh, it's a lot of videos, isn't it? But there's a lot of unboxing to do. It's fun to open all these.
Pixar.
It's extra weird to me because while these were bought by me, I haven't seen inside these boxes for half a year on some of them. No, not half a year. For 3 months at least. Yeah. Well, I suppose I was 6 months in Japan. I think I sent my first box a month in for... No, some of these boxes I've not seen for half a year. So, oh, I was so stressed trying to get it all back, but it's all back. It's all here. I'm going to be knocking out these unboxing videos, as well as doing mainline content, as well as finishing the studio. So finally the lull is over in content, I think. I hope. Oh, I've been Ben at Pixel Portable, and until next time, bye!
When we go into the shops, spending money till you drop, and I'm having a great time. Convince me to spend some more.